This episode is all about hiking. If you're a national park enthusiast like me, Utah is definitely on your bucket list. It has 5 national parks and at least 7 national monuments. We started our journey with one of the lesser traveled parks, Capitol Reef. Our stay was in a small town, Torrey, in an inn overlooking the beautiful landscape nearby. We were 5 minutes from the park sign after a 5 hour drive from Vegas. The fun was just getting started. Our first stop was the Cassidy Arch Trail, 3.1 miles, 700 feet. Named after the renowned outlaw Butch Cassidy, who was from a nearby area and had a hideout in the vicinity. I know I said that the Pinnacles hike was one of my favorites, but I absolutely fell in love with this hike. I had more confidence in my abilities and was willing to push myself on steep terrain. This part right here across bare rock was especially challenging. No supports, no place to sit or lean. It really tested my balance. Ignore Sushant here, he's basically a mountain goat. But it was great to see some people out on the trail more adventurous than him. Dudes were rappelling off the arch like it was nothing. It was a couple thousand feet drop. The way down was also fun, the easier way down, but I was eager to be back on even ground. Surprisingly, I had enough energy for Sunset Point. Next day, we were off to Bryce Canyon, a 3 hour drive that we took our merry time along. Scenic Byway 12 brought me to tears. The whole drive through the grand staircase Escalante monument was one for the books. And then we took the dirt road to Devil's Garden. It was basically a playground for adults. You could climb over big rocks, play hide and seek. Just be yourself and go nuts. The garden put me in such a good mood that I agreed to hike immediately after reaching Bryce Canyon. Half a mile, 300 feet across all the inspiration points, lower, mid, and upper. Hoodoos galore. Bryce Canyon is quite easily accessible by shuttle, which was working smoothly even on July 4th. It was quite busy. And the next day we took the bus to Navajo Loop. I saw this hike in my reels on Instagram and decided to start at the loop and head down to Queen's Garden and climb up to Sunrise Point instead of the other way around. This way we got to descend the switchbacks and take the gradual climb up later. The canyon was cooler and greener than I pictured and quite fun to climb up, except the very steep climb in the last 0.5 miles. But views were great, and we had a different perspective on the hoodoos. We ended the night with a telescope tour and saw Venus with our bare eyes, thanks to Bryce's dark sky. We also saw a couple of cool nebulae and some galaxies. We headed back to Vegas with the 2 parks off our list. My confidence fully boosted. So much so that Angel's Landing was on my radar and definitely going to be part of my next Utah road trip.